The best of Labour MPs, a New Year's mockery that shook the nation. On New Year's Day, the once mighty Labour MPs found themselves at the centre of a storm, met with mockery and derision rather than the reverence they might have expected. This unprecedented scene unfolded not in the hallowed halls of Parliament but in the very heart of a church where expectations collided with reality. The nation watches, and the stakes could not be higher. Are we witnessing a betrayal of the party's core values, or is this merely a symptom of a broader malaise gripping British politics? Critics were quick to label the Labour MP's exit from the church as a symbolic defeat for a party that has struggled to define itself in the wake of Brexit and other seismic shifts in the political landscape. Once regarded as the champions of the working class, Labour now faces accusations of being out of touch, with many fearing that this could mark a once-in-a-generation failure to connect with the very people they claim to represent. The optics were stark, powerful politicians, driven from a place of sanctuary, left to face the scorn of the public they serve. This mockery is not just a fleeting moment, it is a harbinger of deeper issues within the Labour Party. The echoes of past elections ring loud. Who can forget the devastating losses in 2019, where Labour's traditional strongholds crumbled under the weight of disillusionment? As analysts warn, the party's current trajectory could lead to catastrophic losses in upcoming elections, making this moment all the more critical. The question looms large: can Labour reclaim its narrative, or is it too late? Prominent figures within the party, including the controversial Keir Starmer, must navigate this turbulent landscape with care. Critics argue that Starmer's leadership has been marked by indecision and a failure to articulate a clear vision for the future. Many fear that without a cohesive strategy, Labour risks becoming a mere shadow of its former self, a party that once inspired hope now reduced to a punchline at the altar of public opinion. This is not just a political struggle, it is a fight for the soul of Labour itself. Historical precedents suggest that political parties can rise from the ashes of ridicule and betrayal. Consider the fierce battles of the past, from the miners' strikes to the fight against austerity. The Labour Party has a rich legacy of standing against the tide, but it now finds itself at a crossroads. The British people will not forgive a failure to act decisively in these turbulent times. The stakes have never been higher, and the consequences of inaction could haunt the party for generations. Public backlash is palpable. Many ordinary citizens express their frustration with Labour's inability to connect on issues that matter most: healthcare, education, and economic equality. The narrative has shifted from one of hope to one of despair, as Labour MPs face the wrath of constituents who feel abandoned. The notion of a unified party is becoming increasingly elusive, with factions emerging that threaten to fracture the already fragile coalition. In this environment of uncertainty, the voices of critics ring clear. Labour must remember its roots, one political analyst warned, emphasizing the need for a return to grassroots activism. If they don't, they risk losing not just the next election but the very essence of what it means to be Labour. This sentiment resonates with a growing cohort of disillusioned voters who are demanding authenticity and accountability from their representatives. As we look toward the future, the implications of this New Year's mockery are profound. The potential outcomes are dire. A Labour Party that fails to regain the trust of its base may find itself relegated to the political wilderness. This could usher in a new era of influence for other parties, one that threatens the very fabric of British democracy. The struggle is real, and the stakes are high. In conclusion, the events of New Year's Day are a wake-up call for the Labour Party and its supporters. The time for action is now. The country stands at a crossroads, and the path forward requires courage, clarity, and a recommitment to the values that once defined Labour. For those who believe in the power of collective action, the call to arms is clear: like, subscribe, and join this growing movement. Together, we can hold our leaders accountable and ensure that the Labour Party rises from this moment of mockery to reclaim its rightful place as a champion for the British people. The fight is just beginning.